Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Miss Amira Samir, a mathematics teacher. If you like the content of my channel, don't forget to press the like button and press subscribe to receive all the new lessons. March revision for grade 4. Question number 1. Choose the correct answer. 3 out of 4 equal what out of 8? These two fractions are equals in value. What happened to 4 to be 8? We multiply by 4 to be 8. As I multiply the denominator, I have also to multiply the numerator by 2. 3 times 2 equals 6. So 6 out of 8 equal to 3 out of 4. So the answer is C. These two diagrams are equals. This is 3/4. If I get the equivalent fraction, it will be 6 over 8. 2. 4 over 5 times by 1. Any number times by 1 equal the same number. ال1 شبه الميرور. لما حد بيبص في الميرور بيلاقي نفسه. برضو any number or any fraction or any decimal number multiply by 1, it will be the same. So the answer is 4 over 5. B. Number 3. 1 over 9 plus 1 over 9 plus 1 over 9 plus 1 over 9. That means I repeat 1 over 9 4 times. 4. How can I write 9 over 8 as a mixed number? أسأل نفسي عندي how many 8 في ال 9؟ ال 9 فيها كام 8؟ فيها 1 والدينومينيتور لازم يكون the same. طيب فاضل لي قد إيه عشان أبقى 9؟ فاضل لي 1. يبقى الأنسر 1 and 1 over 8. 5. How can I write 5 out of 10 as a decimal? 5 out of 10, it will be 0.5. When I write it, I don't have a whole number, so I put it 0. 5 out of 10, it will be 5/10, so it's 0.5. 80/100th. 80/100th means 81 out of 100, or it's equal to 0.81. I have 81/100th. 7. The horizontal and the vertical lines in graph is called, this is the vertical line and this is the horizontal line, called axis. This called the y-axis and this called the x-axis. So both of them called the axis. 8. 9/10 bigger or 19 out of 10. 9/10 means 0.9. It's 9 out of 10. 19/100th means 0.19. To compare, we have here 1 digit and here 2 digits. علشان نعمل comparing لازم يبقى عندي 2 digits في الديسمال place. طيب ممكن نعمل ايه؟ ممكن نحط هنا 0. It will not change the value. الفاليو مش هيتغير بس هيساعدني لما اعمل comparing. Which is bigger now? Now compare. This is 0 in the whole number and 0. And we have here 90, 19. Of course, this is bigger. So the answer is B. 9. The digit in the 10th place in the number 78.94. 8 in units place. 7 in 10th place. What about 9 in 10th place? So the answer is 9, but 4 in 100th place. 10. 15 out of what equals 5? That means 15 divided by what equals 5. الساين بتاعت الفراكشنز دي means numerator divided denominator. 15 divide what equals 5? Of course 15 divided by 3. So the answer is C. 11. 5, 3 out of 7 minus 3 and 1 out of 7. I have the same numerator. I can subtract 5 minus 3 equals 2. And I will put the same denominator and subtract 3 minus 1 equals 2. So the answer is 2 and 2 over 7. 12. 16/10. That means 16 out of 10. That means also 16 divided by 10. When I divide by 10, I move the decimal point to the left direction. But I don't have a decimal point, so we have to create one and move it one step. So it will be 1.6. And I can solve it in another method. I can separate 16 out of 10 to be 10 out of 10 plus 6 out of 10. 10 out of 10 means 1, and 6 out of 10 means 0.1.6. 13. Which of the following can represent by line plot? The favorite sport, favorite subject, number of pets, favorite color. The number of pets. ليه؟ علشان أنا لما هاجي هرسم الدوت plot هبدأ أحط the number of pets. 14. Which of the following is not equivalent to 5 and 3 out of 10? That means all the answers equivalent to 5 and 3 out of 10 except 1. Can I write this as a decimal? Yes. This is 5 plus 3 out of 10 means 0.3. If I put these two numbers together, it will be 5.3 or 5.30 or 5.300, the same. So this is correct. This also is correct. 30 out of 100 is the same value of 3 out of 10. I multiply numerator by 10 to be 30 and multiply denominator by 10, but the wrong one is C. 15. To compare between marks of Sandy and Sarah, we use bar graph, line plot, or double bar graph, or pictograph. Of course, we will use the bar graph. We will draw two bars, a bar for Sarah and another bar for Sandy to compare their marks. 16. 7 times by 1 out of 4. When we multiply numerator by each others and denominator by each others. 7 times 1 equals 7. 1 times 4 equals 4. So the answer is 7 out of 4. 17. 2 out of 100 means 200th. I can write it like this. So the answer is C. 18. The value of the digit 5 in the number 16.35. What is the value? When he asks you about the value, you have to write it in digits. لما يسأل على الفاليو لازم أكتبها بالdigits. This is in the 100th place, but its value is 0.05. ممكن بطريقة سهلة بدل whole number أحط 0 أحط مكان الديسيمال بوينت أحطها مكانها و instead of 3 هحط 0 وبعدين أنزل 5. 19. 2 times 3 out of 7. برضو هنعمل 2 out of 1. نعمل numerator times بعض denominator times بعض. 2 times 3 equals 6. 1 times 7 equals 7. So the answer is B. 20. 0.4 or 0.34. To compare, I have هنا whole number وعندي هنا whole number. عندي هنا 1 digit وهنا 2 digits, so I have to make the two numbers with 2 decimal places. طيب أعمل إيه؟ ممكن أحط هنا 0 and this 0 will not change the value. Now I can compare. 0 equal to 0. Let's compare the 10th. I have here 4 and here 3. So 4 is bigger than 3. So the answer is B. 21. 7100th. That means 71 out of 100. I can write it as a fraction or 0.71 or 0.710. All of these are equals. So the answer is A. 22. The decimal number of colored part is, first, let's count the number of colored part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And let's count the total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So it's 7 out of 10. I can write it as a decimal. When I write it as a decimal, it will be 0.7, 7/10. 23. In the number 34.68. Which digit is in the 10th place? This is in units and this is in tenths, but he wants the 10th. 6 in the 10th place and 8 in 100th place. So the answer is C. 24, 15 out of 10. I can separate it to 10 out of 10 and 5 out of 10. 10 out of 10 equals 1. 5 out of 10 equals 0.5. So it's 1.5. Or by another method, 15 out of 10 means 15 divided by 10. We can create a decimal point and put it here. الديسيمال point في المكان ده مش هتغير ال value of 15. لما بنعمل divide, we move the decimal point to the left direction. دي divide. When we multiply, we move the decimal point to the right direction. So move it one step to the left direction, so it will be 1.5. 25, 4.79 hundredth. I can separate it to 4 whole. Any number before the decimal point, this is the whole number. And write 79 hundredth as a fraction. It will be 79 out of 100. So the answer is B. 26, 4 ones, 6 tenths, 2 hundredth equal. 4 ones means 4 plus 6 tenths means 0.6 plus 2 hundredth means 0.02. Put the numbers together بقى نحطهم كلهم على بعض. It will be 4 the whole number, then 6 and 2. So the answer is 4.62 D. 27, 5.5 equals how many tenths? 5.5 كانت أصلا how many tenths? It was 55. Why? علشان 55 tenth means 55 divided by 10 means 55 out of 110. So we divide by 10 to be 5.5. يبقى أصلها كان 55 tenth. 28, 0.9 is smaller than. So I want to get number bigger than 0.9. All of these numbers have 0 in the whole number. So D is the biggest one because it has 1 in the whole number. 29, 6 times what equals 6 out of 5? I make 1 out of 1 and I have here, if I put here 5, so what I have to put in the numerator? 1 times 5 in the denominator equals 5. So 6 times what equals 6? 6 times by 1. So the answer is A, 1 over 5. 30. 0.7 equals what? It's 7 tenths. So I can write 7 tenths as 7 out of 10. 31. 3 times what equals 6 out of 10? When I multiply, we multiply numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. لما بنعمل adding بنعمل add للنيوميريتور بس وبنسيب الدينومينيتور زي ما هي. لكن في المالتيبليكيشن بنعمل multiply للنيوميريتور مع بعض وللدينومينيتور مع بعض. So 11 times 1 equals 11. 3 times what equals 6 equals 2. 2 over 1, it's the same value of 2. 32. 1/3 equal how many ninths? We multiply the denominator by 3. 3 times 3 equals 9. As I multiply denominator by 3, I have to multiply numerator also by 3. 1 times 3 equals 3. So the answer is 3 over 9. So the missing number is 3. 53 tenths. That means 53 out of 110. That means 53 divided by 10. When I divide by 10, I move the decimal point and put it here. So it will be 5.3. 34. 4 ones, 6 tenths, 2 hundredths. 4 ones means 4 plus 6 tenths means 60. That means 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 2 hundredths. That means 2 out of 100 or 0.02. نحط النمبرز كلها مع بعض. 4 and 60 whole numbers. So it will be 64.02. So the answer is D. 35. 3 plus 0.3 plus 0.003. This is a whole number. So it will be 3. And in 10th place, we have 3. In 100th place, we have another 3. So the answer is 3.33. 36. compare 1 out of 3 and 0.15. This is in fraction form and this is in a decimal form. Can I write this as a fraction? It will be 15 out of 100. لما باجي أعمل comparing وعندي different numerator و different denominator ممكن أستخدم the scissors method. By 100 times 1 and put it in a circle equals 100 and multiply 3 times by 15 equals 45 and put it in a circle. Now let's compare. Which is bigger, 100 or 45? Of course 100. So 1/3 also is bigger than 0.15. 32, 12 out of 10. Of course it's not equals to 12 out of 100. How can I write it as a decimal? When I divide, I move the decimal point 1 step to the left direction, so it will be 1.2. So the answer is D. Or I can separate it to be 10 out of 10 plus 2 out of 10. 10 out of 10 means 1. 2 out of 10 equals 0.2. If I add 1 and 0.2, it will be 1.2. 38. 1 over 10 plus 11 out of 100. How can I write as a decimal? 1 over 10 means 0.1 plus 11 out of 100 means 1100th or 0.11. If I add these two numbers together, let's put the numbers on each other's. 0.1 plus 0.11. It's very important to put the decimal points aligned. لازم الدecimal points يبقوا فوق بعض علشان نقدر to add. And then 1 plus nothing equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. And put the decimal point aligned. 0 plus 0, 0. So the answer is 0.21b. 39. 2 is equivalent to any whole number. If I want to write it as a decimal, أحط جنبه 0.0. So it will be C. يبقى أي whole number عايزة أعمله على شكل decimal form أحط جنبه 0.0. 40. The word form of 0.6 is 6/10. I have 6 in the 10th place, so it's 6/10. 41. The value of the digit 9 in this number. This is 0 in the whole number, and this is 10th, this is 100th. But what its value? We said the value لازم نكتبه على شكل digits. So it will be 0.09. 42. The place value. The place value هو اللي بنكتبه forward. لكن value we have to write it in digits. The place value of 3 is each 5 in units, 6 in 10th, and 3 in 100th. 43. 7/10 equal how many hundredths? طيب, let's write 7/10 as a fraction. It's 7 out of 10. And I want number out of 100 علشان أنا بقول 100th يبقى عندي 100 في الدينومينيتور. طيب أنا عايزة دول يبقوا equivalent. I have here equal. So this fraction equal to this. طب أنا خليت ال 10 تبقى 100 يبقى multiply 10 by 10 to be 100. Also multiply numerator by 10 to be 70. 700th. So the missing number is 70. طبعا how can I check the answer? If I want to write 70/100th as a decimal, it will be 0.70. ولازم نعرف إن الزيرو في الديسيمال part هنا في ال right side ملهاش أي value. يعني I can write it 70 or 7 or 700 or 7,000 the same. 44. Which four following fractions less than 1/3? So we have to compare. 0.34, that means 34 out of 100. 4 out of 10. 3 out of 7. 0.01 means 1 out of 100. We have to compare all of these numbers with the 1/3. Let's compare 34 out of 100 with 1/3. 1 times 100 equals 100. I'll put it in a circle. 3 times by 34, let's multiply. 3 times 4 equals 12. 2 and carry 1. 3 times 3 equals 9 plus 1 equals 10. So this value is 102. Which is bigger, 34 out of 100 or 1/3? 34 out of 100. And he said he wants a number less than 1/3. So I will ignore 0.34. Let's compare 4 out of 10 with 1/3. 3 times 4 equals 12. I'll put it here in a circle. 10 times 1 equals 10. Which is bigger? 12 is bigger than 10. So 4 out of 10 is bigger. And he wants number less than 1/3. I'll ignore this. 3 out of 7 or 1 out of 3. Let's compare. 3 times 3 equals 9. 7 times 1 equals 7. Which is bigger? 3 out of 7 bigger. So this is wrong because he wants number less than third. 1 over 100 or 1 over 3. Let's multiply. 3 times 1 equals 3. 100 times 1 equals 100. Which is bigger? Now this number is less than 1/3. So the answer is D. 46. 5 times by 1 over 7. That means I add the 7 by itself 5 times. So the answer is D. زي بعمل 4 plus 4 plus 4. Instead of 4 plus 4 plus 4, I can multiply 4 by 3. 47. 33/100th in the standard form. 33/100th means 33 out of 100. If I want to write it as a decimal, it will be 0.33. 48. 3 out of 100 equals 2 out of 10 plus 1 out of what? We separate 30 out of 100, 2 out of 10 plus 1 out of what? Can I change the denominator to be 100? Yes, I can multiply up and down by 10 to be 20 out of 100 equals 10 out of 100. If I add 20 out of 100 plus 10 out of 100 equals 30. بس هو عايز هنا 1 out of what? So I can divide again by 10 to be 1 out of 10. Or by another method, we can set 30 out of 100 means 0.30. And 0.30, I can write it as 0.3. And this is equals 0.2 plus 0.1. 49. He add 1 out of 8 how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be for 5 out of 8 because this means 1 out of 8 times by 5. And we multiply numerator by numerator. 5 times 1 equals 5 out of 8. 50. 10 out of 30. Is this bigger than or smaller than 1? I can change 1 to be 30 out of 30. ال 1 means أي number out of the same number. فعشان نعرف نعمل comparing, I can change 1 to be 30 out of 30. Now, which is bigger? Of course, 1. So the answer is A. I forgot to solve 45, so let's solve it. 5 plus 3.7. I can add 5 plus 3.7. When I add, I put the whole numbers on each others and the decimal part in the other side. Now, 0 plus 7 equals 0 and 5 plus 3 equals 8. So the answer is 8.7. Or I can add the wholes together. 5 plus 3, 8, and the decimal number will be 8.3. So the answer is C. Question number 2, complete. 8 and 3 out of 9 minus what equals 3 and 1 out of 9? 8, change it to be 3. So I subtract 5. 3 minus what equals 1? 3 minus 2. And the denominator the same. Let's check. نخبي ده كده ونحاول نتأكد إن الأنسر correct. 8 minus 5, 3, correct. 3 minus 2, 1, correct, and the denominator is 9. 2. 6 out of 8 is equivalent to. Equivalent to بنجيب أي equivalent fraction بيبقى مختلف في النيوميريتور والدينومينيتور but it has the same value. I can divide up and down by 2 to be 3 out of 4, or I can multiply up and down by 2 to be 6 times 2, 12, and 8 times by 2, 16. Or also I can multiply up and down by 3. 6 times 3 equals 18, and 8 times by 3 equals 4. All of these are equivalent. Any answer is correct. 0.23 as a fraction. It will be 23/100th. I can write it as 23 out of 100. 6.52 in expanded form. When we write the number in the expanded form, we write the value of each digit. So the value of 6, 6. The value of 5, it's in 10th place, so its value 0.5. The value of 2, it's in 100th place, so its value 0.02. 1 minus 1 quarter minus 2 quarters. I can change 1 to be 4 over 4. احنا قلنا ال 1 means 1 whole. It could be 4 over 4, 5 over 5, 100 over 100, any number. طيب هغيره ليه هنا 4 عشان يساعدني to subtract. 4 over 4 minus 1 over 4 equals 3 over 4. 3 over 4 minus 2 over 4 equals 1 over 4. So the answer is 1 quarter. 6, 4 plus 0.1 plus 0.08. We have a whole number which is 4. Let's write the whole number before the decimal point, then put the decimal point. I have 1 in the 10th place and I have 8 in 100th place. So the answer is 4.18. Number 7, 95.8 equals how many tenths? Equals how many tenths means أصلها كان إيه؟ So that means it was 958 tenths. عشان لما أعمل لها divide, it will be 95.8. You have to check 985 tenths means out of 10. So divide by 10, it will be 95.8. 18 plus 0.16 as a mixed number. This is a whole number, so write it in the whole number. Then 1600th means 16 out of 100. So 18 and 16 out of 100. This is the answer. 9. 6.17. How can I write it in the expanded form? Expanded form means write each digit in its value. The value of 6, it's a whole number. Its value is 6. The value of 1 is 0.1. It's in 10th place. The value of 7, it's in 100th place. Its value is 0.07. 10, 4 times quarter. I can write 4 out of 1. Multiply numerator times بعض. 4 times 1, 4. Multiply denominator times بعض. 1 times 4, 4. And we said any number out of the same number equals 1. 11, 3 out of 10 minus 17 out of 100. I can't subtract if I have unlike denominator. How can I get like denominator? I can multiply up and down by 10. I can multiply 10 by 10 to be 100. As I multiply numerator, I have to multiply denominator. زي ما هعمل في numerator هعمل في denominator. To get equivalent fraction. 3 times by 10 equals 30. 10 times by 10 equals 100. Now I can subtract. Minus 17 out of 100 because we have the same denominator. So I will write in the answer the same denominator. 30 minus 17. Let's subtract. 30 minus 17. 0 minus 7, I can't because 0 is smaller. We have to borrow from 3. 3 will be 2 and 0 will be 10. نحط جنبها 1 كده على طول. It will be 10. 10 minus 7 equals 3. 2 minus 1 equals 1. So 13 out of 100. 12. 0.07 as a fraction. It's 700th. So to write it as a fraction, it will be 7 out of 100. 13. 12.08 in word form. It will be 12. And instead of the decimal point, we will write and 800th. 14, the place value of the digit 7 in 28.74. We said the place value means where, قاعد فين. So we have to write it in words. So 7 here, it's in 10th place. So I have to write the word 10th. 15, 4 out of 10 plus 2 out of 100. We cannot add if I have different denominator. To add, we have to find the same denominator. How can I change 10 to be 100? By multiply up and down by 10. 4 times by 10 equals 40. And 10 times by 10 equals 100. Now I can add. I have 100 in the denominator. 4 plus 2 equals 42. And we will write 100 in the denominator. 16, 4 out of 4 times by 3 out of 7. We know that 4 out of 4 means 1. احنا قلنا 1 دي الميرور. If 3 out of 7 multiply by 1, it will be the same fraction, 3 out of 7. 4 out of 5 equal to 24 out of what? I have to compare. What happened to 4 to be 24? 4 times 6 equals 24. So as I multiply numerator by 6, I have to multiply also denominator by 6. 5 times 6 equals 30. 18. 3 times 2 out of 9. We can write 3 as a fraction. 3 out of 1. Any number. If I want to write it as a fraction, put in the denominator 1. 3 times 2 equals 6. And 1 times by 9 equals 9. 19. 5 and 5 hundredth. How I write it as a digits? احنا قلنا and نكتبها بدل الديسيمال point. So 5 and decimal point. 5 hundredth means 0.5. So together 5.05. 7.5 equal how many tenth؟ كانت في الأول إيه؟ كانت 75 out of 10. عشان لما نعمل لها divide by 10 تبقى 75. Or ممكن to move the decimal point one step to the right direction وخلاص يبقى move it one step to the right direction. 21 0.07. How can I write it as a fraction? We have 7 in hundredth place, so it's 7 out of 100. 22 2 and 8 out of 10 equivalent to what? We can divide up and down by 2. نخلي بالنا لما بنعمل simplify ملناش دعوة بالwhole number خالص. I have to write it as it is. I can divide 8 by 2 equals 4 and divide also 5 by 2 equals 5. The two numbers دول even numbers, so I can divide both of them by 2. And I also can multiply. We can multiply 8 by 2 equals 16 and 10 times by 2 equals 20. We can multiply up and down by 10 لو عايزين by 100. All of these are equivalent. And also we can multiply up and down by 10 to be 2 and 20 out of 100. أهم حاجة I don't change the whole number. 23 compare 16 out of 100 or 34 hundredth. I can write 34 hundredth as a fraction. It will be 34 out of 100. If I have the same denominator, we compare numerator. 34 is bigger than 13, so this 0.34 bigger than 16 out of 100. 24, 4 out of 10 plus 3 out of 10 plus 2 out of 10 plus 4 out of 10. We will write the same denominator, then add 4 plus 3, 7. 7 plus 2, 9. 9 plus 4, 13. So it's 13 out of 10. If you want to write it as a mixed number, it will be 1 and 3 out of 10. 0.55 equal how many hundredth? نرجعها لأصلها. Move the decimal point 2 steps to the right, so it will be 55. To check 55 hundredth, divide by 100 to be 0.55. 26. 2.5 minus 3 out of 6. It's the same value of half because 3 is half of 6. أي fraction النumerator يبقى half the denominator, that means half. 3 out of 6, 5 out of 10, 100 out of 200, and so on. So this is half. 2.5 minus half equals 2. 177 out of 100. How can I write it as a mixed number? في كام 100 في ال 177. لو عدينا بال 100 100 200 يبقى 177 نقدر نلاقي فيها 100 بس. out of 100 دايما بيبقى عندي the same denominator. طب لو عملنا 100 times 1 equals 177. فاضل لي قد ايه عشان ابقى 177؟ فاضل لي 77. or by another method 177 اقدر اعمل لها separate تبقى 100 out of 100 وكمان 77 out of 100. طيب 100 out of 100 equals 1. 77 out of 100 it will be 1 and 77 out of 100. 28. 5 out of 9 equals what out of 81? دول اسمهم equivalent fractions. They are equals in the value but different in numbers. 9 times what equals 81? 9 times 9. As I multiply denominator by 9, I have to multiply numerator also by 9. 9 times 5 equals 45. 29. 9 out of 1 equals 1. قلنا ال 1 هي 1 whole، لازم يبقى ال numerator equal to the denominator، تبقى 9 out of 9. 30. 90 tenth. That means 90 out of 10 or 90 divided by 10. Move the decimal point to the left one step. It will be 9. Next, 6 3/4. How can I write it as improper fraction? First, multiply. 4 times 6 equals 24. Then add 24 plus 3 equals 27 out of the same denominator. So 27 out of 4. 52. 4 out of 100 plus 54 out of 100. If I have the same denominator, we will add the numerator. 4 plus 54 equals 58. 33. Half plus 4 over 2 plus 3. This is half. 4 over 2 means 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. So we have now half plus 4 divided by 2 equals 2 and 3. Let's add the whole together. 3 plus 2 equals 5 and half means 5 and half. Next, 34. 3 and half minus 2 and half. 3 minus 2 equals 1. Half minus half equals 0, so the answer is 1. 35. 27 divided by what equals 3? We can write it like this. 27 divided by what? احنا قلنا إن علامة fraction means divide equals 3. This is missing number, so we can divide 37 by 3 equals 9. So the answer is 9. And check. 27 divided by 9 equals 3. 36. The place of 3 in the number is, احنا قلنا place or place value means where. It's in 100th place. This is units place, 10th place, 10th place, 100th place. 37. What is used to show the frequency of data on the number line? This is the number line. What is this that we can show the frequency on the number line? It is the line plot. 38. The number of hundredth in one whole. This square I divided by 100 small squares. Each small square represents 1 out of 100 or 100th. So this is one whole. So we have 100 hundredth. 39. What is the most repeated in the opposite line plot? The most repeated number is 3/4. Why? Because we repeated 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So it's 3/4. 40. To represent the population of the Kahliya in 2020 and 2024, we should use بعمل comparing بين the population of the Kahliya يعني عدد السكان في الدقهلية in 2022 or 2023. We should use what? We should use the double bar graph. هيبقى في bar 2020 represents 2024. Question number 3. Number 1. If Mazen have 2 and 2 over 5 kilogram of flour, he used 1 and 1 over 5 kilogram to make a cake. Find the remainder of flour. We have to subtract 2 and 2 over 5 minus 1 and 1 out of 5. Now we can subtract because we have the same denominator. 2 minus 1 equals 1. 2 out of 5 minus 1 out of 5 equals 1 out of 5. 2. Arrange ascendingly and descendingly. Ascendingly افتكروها A يعني from small to big. A هو أصغر letter يبقى A from small to big. Descending the from big to small. So ascendingly from small to big. Let's put in order. But this is a mixed number, and this is improper fraction, and this is proper fraction. Let's convert all of these to be in the same form. How can we convert 30 out of 7 to be mixed number? You can ask yourself, how many 7 in 30? Count by 7 to reach 30 or less. نفضل نعد بال7 لغاية ما نوصل ل 30 or less. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. 35 more than 30, so we will take only 4 multiples. This will be 4. 7 times 4, 28. 28 needs 2 to be 30. Let's arrange ascendingly from the smallest to biggest. The smallest one is 5 out of 11. لأن 5 out of 11, it's a proper fraction. That means it's less than 1 whole. Then 2 and 2, 2 and half. This is the second one because we have 2 whole. And this is number 3 because we have 4 whole. If we arrange descendingly, so we will start from 4 and 2 over 7, then 2 and half, then 5 out of 11. 3. Anas ate 2 1/4 kilogram of orange. Mona ate 3/4 kilogram. What they ate together. So we have to add 2 1/4 plus 3/4. Quarter plus 3/4 equals what? This is a quarter. And this are 3/4. So quarter plus 3/4 equal 1 whole. That means if I add this quarter and this 3/4 equal 1 whole, but I have already 2. So 1 whole plus 2 equals 3. 4. Karim walks for 5 out of 10 kilogram and turns 35 out of 100 kilogram. How many kilogram did he walked and ran? We can convert this to be a decimal. 0.5 plus 35 out of 100 equals 0.35. Let's add 0.5 plus 0.35. We can put here 0. 0 plus 5 equals 5. 5 plus 3 equals 8. Put the decimal point. 0 plus 0 equals 0. So the answer is 0.85. But he needs the answer in decimal and in fraction. How can I write this as a fraction? It's 85 out of 100. We can solve it in another method. We can add 5 out of 10 plus 35 out of 10, but we don't have the same denominator. So we can multiply 10 by 10 to be 100 and also multiply 5 by 10 to be also 50, to be 50. It will be 50 out of 100 plus 35 out of 100 equals the same answer, 85 out of 100. Then convert it to decimal to be 0.85. 5. Yusuf has 18 apples. 2/3 of the apples are red. How many apples are red? This is fraction of quantity. 2/3 of 18 apples are red. How can we get the number of apples? We can divide 18 by 3 equals 6. And then multiply 6 times by 2 equals 12. Let's solve it in another method. We have 18 apples. 2/3 of 18. That means I will divide this 18 to 3 parts. These are the 3 parts. What is the value of 2 from these parts? That means this part and this part. 6 plus 6 equals 12. 6. Arrange the following decimals in ascending order. When I compare, this is 1.2, 2.5, 0.5, 0.15. In this number, we have 2 digits in the decimal place. So I have to make this 2 digits and this 2 digits and this 2 digits. أنا مش بغير في الفاليو. الزيرو في الرايت سايد في الديسمال ملهاش value. Now let's compare. Ascending means from small to big. What is the smallest whole number? 0, and 0. Which is smaller, 0.50 or 0.15? 0.15. This is the smallest one. Now we finished 0.50 and 0.15. Which is smaller, 0.20 or 0.50? 0.20. This will be number 3, and this is the fourth one. 7. Asma has 7/10 meter of cloth. She went to a shop, bought 3,500 meter of cloth. How many meters of cloth has Asma now? 7/10 means 7 out of 10. And 3,500 means 35 out of 100. We cannot add now because in the first fraction, the denominator is 10. In the second fraction, the denominator is 100. We have to unify the denominator, write the same denominator. We can multiply here by 10 to be 100, and also multiply numerator by 10. It will be 70 out of 100. Now we can add, because we have the same denominator. 70 plus 35 equals 105. Let's write it as a mixed number. 105 divided by 10. How many 100 in 105? 1. 100 times by 1 equals 100. فاضل لي قد ايه عشان ابقى 105؟ 5. The answer is 105 out of 100 meter. 8. Yusuf plays football for 1.5 hours. He plays with school team for half an hour, then play with club team for half an hour, and play alone the rest of the time. How long did he play alone? The total number of hours is 1.5. Half an hour with the school team, half an hour in the club, and the rest is also half an hour, because 1.5 means half plus half plus half. So the answer is half an hour. 9. Write the number 3.27 in word form and expanded form. We will write 3 as a whole number, and instead of the decimal point, بنكتب and, then 27 hundredths. Next, how can I write it in the expanded form? Expanded form, that means we will write the value of each digit. We have 3, so it's value 3 عشان هي whole, plus the value of 2, it's 0.2. The value of 7, it's in hundredth place, so it's 0.07. And how many sevenths in the number 3? That means we will count by seventh to reach 3. Each 7 sevenths make one whole. 7 sevenths make another one whole. 7 sevenths make one whole. So to make 3 whole, let's count. These are 7, and we have here 7 sevenths and 7 sevenths. So we need 21 sevenths. 11. Write 3 different values of the digit 9 in the number 9.99. The value of this 9 is 9. And the value of the second 9 is 0.9, because it's 9/10. The value of the third 9 is 0.09, because it's in 9/100. 12. Ahmad has 15 cakes. 3 out of 5 of them are covered with chocolate. How many chocolate cake are there? This is fraction of quantity. He has 15. 3 out of 5 of 15 covered of chocolates. So let's get the number of chocolate cake. 3 out of 5 of 15. 15 divided by 5 equals 3. 3 times by 3 equals 9. So the number of chocolate cakes equal 9. 13. From the opposite double bar graph, answer the questions. Let's understand the double bar graph. It's talking about the number of students in primary 1, in primary 2, primary 3, primary 4, primary 5. The gray represents the number of girls. The purple represents the number of boys. The first question, how many girls in primary 5? So this is primary 5, and the number of girls in gray. So we will look to this bar till 70. So there are 70 girls in primary 5. Next, how many boys in primary 1? This is primary 1. To know the number of boys, we have to look to the purple bar. It's here. It's between, if we go down, it's between 10 and 20. It's in the middle. So it's 15. Next, how many students in primary 3? How many students mean boys and girls? The number of girls, 80. The number of boys, 90. Let's add 90 plus 80 equals 170. Next, what is the difference between girls and boys in primary 4? This is primary 4. The number of girls, 100. The number of boys, 90. The difference between 100 and 90 is 10. The last question, which grade has the same number of boys and girls? So it's primary 2. In primary 2, it has the same number of boys and girls is 60. Thank you, grade 4, and good luck in your exams. Don't forget to press the like button and press subscribe to receive all the new lessons. Thank you and goodbye.